Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So we got a match here. We are in the Oho in a 357 matchmaking on Highway. I like what they've done with the map. When you go into the city up here, you got a lot more buildings to your advantage, so that you're not so arty bait, I guess you could say. And I haven't gone this way over here, but I noticed I got some new buildings over there. I think I saw like right about... I always forget to make this darn thing bigger. Let's do that. And then let's go into the settings real quick. And that should be pretty transparent. I gotta keep going back in here and changing the darn transparency on this. But anyways, yeah. So I saw one of the, after I got knocked out, one of the tanks went up here, the 430U, and it looked like there was a 7-Eleven up there. Gotta break into a Slim Jim. But yeah, there's some new, there's like a gas station, some new buildings up in this area. So now when you go to the southwest on this side at least, it's kind of nice because you got more cover over there, and they up the hillside over here a little bit too. But you still got to be real careful because obviously, here I'm pointing here. That's actually, I meant up here, A1 up here in this area. There's like a new gas station right here. There are some new buildings along in here though too, but you got to watch it though, because when you pull forward, there's, I believe it's like right about, well, they're blinking on A4, but I think it's like right here on A3, that line right about there. You can get hauled down there, but they can still hit you, and they like to set up here in these bushes right here, and you know, all along this. I haven't been on the other side yet, just this side. So anyways, the reason I was making this video was kind of a two-folded thing. One, I just want to give you kind of a pointer. A lot of people don't do this, and it's more or less a common sense thing. When I'm going to leave it in the view I was seeing while I was playing, so I'm not going to go like this and look around. You're going to see exactly what I was seeing, so you can see what I'm talking about. But when you get up to a point where I'm in the city here, well, you can do this anywhere obviously, but a lot of people don't do this. If you get up into an area and it's you and you've got maybe 2, 3, 4 friendlies with you, when you take a shot at an enemy tank, you want to go into this view, your third-person view, kind of, you know, back up a little bit with your view and watch the gun of the enemy tank and watch for them to shoot. As soon as you see them shoot, then you are, you know, able to pull forward and take another shot and back up real quick. I see so many people that they don't do that. They'll stay in the sniper view, or they'll stay in their auto lock mode, and they'll pull the trigger back up, and as soon as they're reloaded, bam, lickety split, they pull forward again, and pow, they get nailed, and you know they're taking damage that's really unnecessary. If you watch the enemy tanks in that third-person view and watch their gun, and when they shoot, then that's when you want to pull forward. You know, wait till they shoot. Don't take unnecessary damage, because you might need, you know, those hit points for later on in the game when it's you versus 2 or 3 other tanks. And if you would have been able to hold off and not take that shot, or the shot from the enemy tank, you know, that might be the difference between winning and losing. And just so many people don't wait. They just as soon as they're loaded, they yank right out there and get hit by the enemy, and then they get their shot off. And you know, I understand this low on the side scrape, but I wanted to try getting a shot at the Patton, so I was patiently waiting. As soon as he pulled the trigger, I pulled up here and shot the Patton for all of 159, and got hit by him and ammo racked. I almost died laughing when I saw this. God dang it. If you're looking, I got hit right here and ammo racked. Yes. How? I guess that is in the superstructure. It must have went right through the track, the side skirt, through the track, and then into the hull right there, and ammo racked me. But I saw that at first. I'm like, how in God's green earth do you get hit right here and get ammo racked? But now that I'm looking, yeah, I can see that it did go into the superstructure itself. But at first I was like, how the hell did I get that's more like a track shot. And I'm like, how did he ammo rack me? But I see now. But anyways, I didn't want to sit here and fight the low to, you know, pull out and take a shot. And doing that, it was going to be a lot harder because then I had to try and time my shots when he wasn't shooting, obviously. And it wasn't going to work out because every time he backed up, he'd get a shot off, pull forward, and they're ready to shoot when I'm pulling forward. So I thought, you know, screw it. I'm going to back up into a position where I can actually watch the enemy gun, and once I see them shoot, pull out and take my shots. Okay, so we're going to go back into the normal view. But, yeah, anyways. So you'll see me kind of angle my tank right here, and I'm not sure what's over there, you know, if anything. And you just got to be kind of patient. They'll come to you, believe me. And that's the best thing if you can do it. Patience in this game is something that's hard to come by. People don't like to wait. And that's just human nature. No one likes to wait. No one likes to sit around unless they're at work. And then they want to sit around and wait and do nothing. So what I'm doing now is I'm backing up so I know that I'm not going to get hit, hopefully, by artillery. And I'm trying to reposition myself so that I can take a peek and see what's there. Now I knew there was nothing there, so I took my shot, backed up, but now I know that there's stuff up there that can, like, shoot me. So what I'm going to do is I'm in this third person view. I knew he backed up, and then I see him. Now the Type 4 Heavy, I definitely don't want to get hit by him. That would really kind of suck. So I'm going into my third person view now, and I'm watching the tanks that are around me, plus I'm watching for the Type 4 Heavy to have shot. I thought that there was another tank over in the city here, but it was just a Type 4. So I know the Type 4 just shot, so now I can pull out here and safely take a shot, hit him for 200, and then back up and just leisurely stroll back. And I'm watching him. I can see he's got a gun aimed at me. So I'm just going to pull forward a little bit. I'm hoping maybe if he's going to pull the trigger, he hits my track. But then he goes and visits a tank. But the prototype rolls around there, lights him back up. And I'm waiting to watch for him shoot. And I see him shoot. So I know it's safe for me to pull up here and hit the building. But you see my point. I'm not losing hit points unnecessarily because I'm watching the Type 4. I'm watching his gun. I'm watching for him to shoot. But the thing that really kind of screws you is when that happens, when they go invisible. But I'm like, he had to have moved. And I thought, well, I saw the E-100 kind of backing up over here, and I thought, yep, he's heading down there to help him out. Perfect opportunity for me to push forward and try and get in shots in the rear of the Type 4 or the rear of the E-100. And I don't care. They both have a lot of hit points. They both need to die. They both have wicked guns. And it's now me versus E-100 and the Type 4 Heavy. The 430U was coming, but I hit the Type 5 or Type 4 in the butt and only knocked off 251. I'm like, are you crapping me? I was hoping to push that forward and get one of them to shoot, but lo and behold, here comes the E-100. Aim for the lower plate. And I hit him for 398, and he hit me for 659. So it's not very fair odds there, you know. I'm not fair trades. I mean, not odds. The odds of me beating him one-on-one are not very good because we got about the same load time. I'm going to hit him for 120. He's going to hit me for 700. But this is what you want to do is when you're in an issue problem like that, when it's you and the E-100 or whatever, push forward. Don't let them sit there and aim at your weak spot. Smash into him and just start pushing him around. Start bullying him. He might be in a tier 10 tank, but he just bounced off me because I didn't sit there and let him just take an easy shot at me. He actually shot right here. So you can see how tough those turrets are. It's not like the KV-5 turret, the R2-D2 that everybody goes through. I mean, that just bounced, was it 243 penetration on the E-100 standard round, which I was shocked when I saw him shooting AP, but hey, whatever floats his boat. That's good. That's, you know, I like to see it because when I play my E-100, I think I very rarely shoot AP rounds. I unfortunately do sling a lot of heat in that thing because it's just the standard round. Pretty much sucks. But he's in a tier 10 match against a lot of tier 9s and 8s, so his gun should be able to go through most tier 8s pretty easy. But he did have a little problem with me. And our 430U just took out the Type 4 Heavy, and he's heading this way to help me with the E-100. I'm trying to get him to push forward so that the 430U can shoot him in the ass. So Unfortunately, the E100's got a little bit better of an engine than me. We hit him in the side for 288, and the 430U got hit by artillery. I'm just trying to keep the E100 out there and also get him to aim at me. Unfortunately, I didn't get loaded in time to get another shot off, but I figured I'm in a tier 8, and the 430U is obviously in a tier 10. He's got a way better reload, a better gun, better mobility. Unfortunately, he's getting low on health. I was low on health too, but I figured I'm going to take the shot if I can versus the tier 10, because we got a better chance of winning with a 430U than you do with a slow moving OHO, because this thing is big target, slow moving. It's got a great gun, but easy for artillery to hit. And that artillery player in the 212A, he's a damn good player. I'll give him that, or a good arty player, because he was pounding the snot out of our 430U, actually all our guys. And so more than likely the E100 probably would have taken me out anyways, just due to the fact that I was there. He was going to be able to shoot at me where the 430U had backed up behind a building. But it worked out, because I would have rather him knocked me out than the 430U anyways. Because the 430U, like I said, it's got the speed, it's got a better gun, well, better penetration and faster reload. Better gun on targets that are heavily armored. But stuff like, oh yeah, the STRVs, SDA-2, those, and obviously artillery. Oh, I would have just decimated hitting them guys, but I'm not able to go, with this speed like he can. We end up unfortunately losing this match. Not super bad, but the 430U heads down to the not new, but rearranged area down here at the A1, A2 area. He gets hauled down. But unfortunately, he go ahead and try and mute this damn thing. Sorry, guys. He gets hauled down, but unfortunately, he was still able to get hit by one of the STRVs, I think it was, and artillery was just dropping him on his head. So, good. It was, all in all, it was a good match. The team tried. They all did a real good job. No one really sat back and didn't help. No one sat back and didn't do what they needed to do. So it's, even if I lose, as long as it's a good match and they tried, it makes it worthwhile. It's the matches where you get people that sit back, pick their ass, they don't help the team, they don't push, they don't, they just, it's like, why are they even playing? Those are the matches that just, I get disgusted and don't, they're just no fun. Because you're more angry than anything watching your teammates sit there and do nothing to help anybody. But anyways, if you want to hold on for a minute, I will have some post-game stats for, I think I've got post-game stats for this match. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do. And then I'll have another replay for you where I'm going to show you the difference between this match, the amount of damage we did because of the fact that we were shooting at more heavily armored stuff, and the match that we're going to have next where we're shooting at stuff that is still several things that had a lot of armor, but not, E100 and a Type 4 heavy, thick armor like so. So anyways, if you want to hold on for a minute, I will be right back. So, loss after loss. Go figure. But this isn't about win, lose, or draw. What this is going to show you is kind of a common sense thing. I've done it, I won't say from day one. I mean, when I first started playing World of Tanks, 35 whatever thousand matches ago, I was as cherry as red could be and sucked ass, and you learn from your mistakes. But I did learn from my mistakes. I see a lot of people that'll have 20, 30 some thousand matches, and they unnecessarily get hit by the enemy. And I mean, the secret is, all you got to do is, like I did, you take your shot, go to a third-person view, stay back far enough where they can't shoot you, and this is usually, it works when there's a lot of, friendly tanks, so that they're going to take shots at other people, obviously. If it's just you versus, one or two tanks, it doesn't work. But if you're up there, there's 3, 4 other, even sometimes 2, 3, 4, whatever, other friendly tanks. works beautiful. Take your shot, back up so you know you're safe. Go to third person view, wait to see him shoot, and pull forward and shoot. Then you're not taking unnecessary damage. I see people that will shoot, and they obviously aren't going into the third person view, and they'll stroll right back forward, and the other guy's loaded, and whack them off for, you know, whack 300, 500, 1,000 of their health off. All you gotta do is just wait and watch for them to shoot. As soon as you see them shoot, it's not like you can't tell. You know it's safe to pull out and take a shot. Here I am in a tier 8, in a tier 10 match, and I think I did third most damage. I did more damage than most of our tier 9s and 10s, and it just shouldn't happen that way. The simple fact is, people don't use common sense. They make stupid mistakes. They pull out without waiting to see the enemy shoot, and then they lose their health quick as quick can be. You know, if you paid attention, I left it on what I was looking at, so you could see exactly what I was seeing. And you'd see me pull forward in sniper mode, take my shot, back up, third person view, wait to watch him fire. As soon as I saw that Type 4 fire, or the M48, or the T-34, I would pull back in, take my shot, back up, and do the same thing. Rinse and repeat. And you can hold on so many of your hit points that way by just doing that little stupid trick that is really kind of common sense that a lot of people don't do. I mean, literally, they'll pull forward in sniper mode, take a shot, back up, wait till they're reloaded, pull straight forward again. Knowing the guy is going to be sitting there aiming at you because you just shot him, and more than likely he hasn't shot yet. So he's got one just itching in his barrel to come flying out at you, and then you pull forward because you just got reloaded and didn't wait to see if, you know, wait for them to shoot. If you wait for them to shoot, I mean, if I would have got hit by that Type 4 heavy, man, I would have been dead so quick it wouldn't even been funny. And the M48 Patton and the T-34, those three tanks were sitting there. If I didn't wait for those guys to shoot, I would have been dead before most of the people there, because this thing is, it's got decent armor, but it's huge. And you know, they're tier 10s and 9s, and the T-34's got a wicked gun. I mean, that'll hit you for 400, and it'll, you know, 200, I think 248 standard pen. So yeah, that thing's nothing to scoff at. So, you know, just a little bit of a pointer. I mean, just do that. Save yourself a headache. Anyways, the results of that match was a Mastery Badge Class 3, a Fire for Effect, and a Bruiser. Hit the E100 3 times for a total of 811. Knocked out his tracks, his commander, his gunner, and bounced one of his rounds. Because as soon as I shot, I got right into his face. I mean, knew I was probably going to get penned, but if you're right in their face, it's harder for them to aim, and he bounced a round off me. The second one he hit me with didn't bounce, of course. The M48 Patton, we put, 2 rounds into him for 437, and knocked out his tracks and his gunner, and he got hit, damage upon me destroying his track was 1,460. The Type 4 Heavy, really good armor, so only did 548 damage. We hit him 3 times and knocked out his track. And you see I was going against a lot, you know, the Type 4 Heavy and the E100. Best armor in the game in those tanks. And a couple times, like on the Type 4 Heavy, I think I hit him for like 100 and some one time. The E100, I hit him for like 128 one time. Now when I hit the E100 in the ass there, that did a heck of a lot more damage. And the T-34, we hit him in the front, lower, kind of blew his tracks off and stuff. So his track ate some of the damage, but we did 321 damage, and of course knocked his tracks off. Did 2,117 damage, base experience of 612, which I think I got the most. Yeah, in a tier 8. We lost that match miserably, unfortunately. Well, not miserably, but I mean, they only had their STRV-1030, which I think was full health, Arty full health, of course, STRV-S1 full health, and their STA-2 was towards the very end there. Our Waffenträger off PZ-4 ended up taking him out, but if it wasn't for him coming up there, we would have probably lost. We probably might have won, not lost. We did lose. I don't know if you saw a message I typed in there real quick. Our, what was it? Give me a second here, I'm looking for it. Must have been our Object 257 or 140, one of those two. When he was, oh no, it was the 430U. He helped me in the city. Unfortunately, that's when I got taken out, but he finished out the 100. He went over in the field, already kind of chewed him up a little bit. He got hit by the camping STRVs. And when he got taken out, I sent the other guys a message. I'm like, you know, screw it, get a draw. Make them come to you. You know, don't keep feeding them. They're going to sit there in the bushes. You're not going to outspot one of those tank destroyers with a tank moving, obviously. So either one of the two is going to happen. They would have to reroute, go up into the city, and come, you know, flank them from the side. Or sit back and make them come to you. If they want to win it that bad, fuck it, make them come to you. I'd rather get a draw than a loss. It's still a loss, but neither of you win then. You know, it's a loss for both, you know. But no, they tried pushing and ended up getting chewed up and spit out, unfortunately. And we had 10 shots, 9 hit, 9 pen. I shot all HE rounds. Did 2117 damage. We got hit 4 times. 3 pen, 1 bounce for 750, and that was from the E100. Damage 4. Did 1,460 with our assistance and made 18,079 credits. That's what I like about HE. You hit an E100, you might not do a whole lot of damage, but knocked out his commander, his gunner, his tracks. 48 Patton. Knocked out both his tracks and his gunner. Type 4 heavy. Knocked out his tracks, and then T-34 knocked out his tracks. So not only do you do module damage, you do damage to the tank. And a lot of times, like the E100 Type 4 heavy, yeah, I wasn't hitting them for 700, but you know, I've hit Waffle PZ4, this tank right here, the Tier 9. I've hit one of those in this OHO and done like almost 1,000 damage to that thing. Because this does a hell of a lot of damage. No, 700, 910. Yeah, I was going to say it was really close to 1,000. And you got, you know, 25% higher or lower. So, and I think it was like 980 some damage. I bet you he was really pissed. Not in this match, unfortunately, but in a previous match that I had in this thing. I like my derp guns. I really do. A lot of times, I'd say about 99% of the time when you hit an enemy tank, it's going to do damage no matter what. It might only be 128, like I did the E100 there once in the turret, because you can't get the gun to aim down on this thing to hit the lower plate close up. Just ain't happening. So I didn't have a choice, and I wanted to pull the trigger, obviously. So, you know, some damage is better than none. And with the HE shells, I've had them bounce, not very often. I mean, maybe once or twice in the last couple thousand games. And mainly it was on like a T95, but it happens, unfortunately. The WN8 for that match was a 1787, so not too shabby. And we're getting up to almost our first mark of excellence on this one. So, have the MOE on this here pretty soon. But, yeah, so anyways, I hope you enjoyed the match. If you did, please click the like button down below and subscribe to the channel. You guys take it easy, be safe, and I will see you on the battlefield. Alrighty, so here in match number 2, we are on mines, and it's a Tier 9 match this time. Tier 8s being the lowest tier tanks. So, they do have artillery. At first, I was going to I like pushing on this side over here, but with artillery, no thank you. I don't feel like just getting pounded to crap because this thing's so big and slow. He might not you know, do a ton of damage, but it's that death by 1,000 cuts, and you know, you just keep pounding this thing over and over. Eventually you're going to get taken out, and he's going to get side shot. So I felt my best opportunity would be to go this way and work my way up into the city, and I saw, you know, the M103s going this way. Got the ISU-152 backing us up, artillery probably backing us up, the IS-3s going this way. So we had some, you know, some cover and some stuff coming this way. It wasn't like I was going up here alone. But this time I'm showing this replay. Was a match I had right after the one I just showed you. And this 103, he doesn't want to get too far in front of me. He wants me to take the hit, I think, if something rolls around that corner. Because obviously I'm a bigger target, so they're going to shoot at me before they shoot at him. So he keeps slowing down so that I'm up there in front. The problem you have with the OHO is these damn machine gun turrets right here. As you can see, they're right in the way of you getting your gun to go down. So you have to really angle either that or turn your turret, you know, far to one way. and it's just easier to basically angle the tank and roll up there with your gun facing that way versus, you know, trying to get up here some funky way to angle your gun. It's just easier. But those things are always in the way, it seems. You're better off if you're shooting at something on the right side because they're off-centered to the driver's side, basically, of the tank. But we get up here and we're working our way up to see what they got heading this way, and I get up here and right now I cannot get my gun at all down far enough to shoot at these guys. I'm like, great, I just screwed myself. He's gonna shoot me in the front and bounce. I'm like, holy crap. Yeah, this area right here is just so nice and thick. But you can see how far I really got to take. I was hoping that that tank was going to keep strolling right up there, the T-44, and I was going to get a nice shot at him, but no such luck. The IS-3, I don't really know why he positioned himself where he did there. If I were him, I would have went up on the hill up there to get shots at these guys over here. But, oh God, my back's killing me today. I'm trying to keep myself in a position where I can get shots off, but I'm not giving myself away too much. So 277, and knock the tracks off the motion, and I'm backing up, and I'm just again trying to re-angle myself, and already starting to drop him on the IS-3. That's what I'm saying. He's just in a bad area. If he wanted to be over there, he should have went on the hill, and then artillery wouldn't be able to shoot at him. It's so easy. So here comes the Conqueror, and he's shooting premium rounds, and of course he's going to go right through me with a premium round. I didn't know where he hit me with that round. I thought he hit me somewhere in the side here, but I'm not. Interesting. Not seeing where he hit me. But anyways, so we plugged him for 295, and he hit us for 254. So we did more damage to him than he did to us. So I can handle that. And I'm waiting for the motion to pull forward a little bit. Now you can still hit him in the side there, but I hit him in the side of the turret and set him on fire. I was like, holy sweet mother of God, that was an awesome shot. Just bumped us to 1,209 damage, and we did 346 damage with the shot and 341 damage from him burning, and he bounced off me. Unfortunately, now I'm kind of screwed because the M103 just got knocked out. The only people over here is the IS-3 over here in the city and myself. And they got a motion, the Conqueror, there's a T-44 over here somewhere, and an LTTB. The good thing is, actually, yeah, we're leading them by one tank, but I do have the ISU 152 backing me up. So I was thinking, you know, my best bet right now might be to back up, and I thought, no, my better bet is probably to pull forward on this here, so I can back up. My gun's already going to be angled, you know, so I don't have to worry about, because my front, I'm going to put it right up against this. And then that means I don't have to worry about trying to get my gun over this side or this side, because I'm going to put my front right up against this. So just backing up a little bit, I'll get shots off that way, and if anything comes to the right, I can shoot off to the right or the left. So I thought that's going to be my best bet. And if they push forward and come through here, hopefully they come far enough to where the ISU back there can shoot them. If they come out wide, then the ISU 152 can definitely shoot them. Because the problem I was thinking is if I start backing up, these guys are going to go after that IS-3, and they're just going to throttle him. And I don't like leaving teammates high and dry. Now, guaranteed if that would have been me in the IS-3 and somebody else was playing their OHO, they probably would have backed up and left me there to get butt raped. But I'm not that type of person, so I thought my best play is to move forward. The motion gets knocked out, and the Conqueror here, I think I plug him a pretty good one here. But see, you can see the gun, I'm having a hell of a time. And he keeps backing right up. I'm like, keep on going, buddy. There you go. Thank you. I probably should have aimed a little higher. His track probably ate some of the damage. But this is what I'm talking about. So the LTTB is just going to... At first he was just sitting there. I'm like... And then he turns around and I'm like... Somebody do something. And I saw the LTTB. We hit him, light him on fire, and kill him. So he just lost over 1,000 hit points in one shot. 937 from my shooting him, and 113 from him burning. I did have a shot at the Super Pershing at the same time, and I almost took that, and I thought, no, the LTTB is a bigger threat to me because he's got a faster reload, he's fast moving. If he gets behind me, I'm really screwed. And then the Super Pershing was nice enough to pull out and let me get a shot in him anyways. So now I'm worried about the Conqueror over here and the Super Pershing pushing in on me, but I'm thinking, well, there's not much of a team left there. I was really surprised at where did the Super Pershing pen me? Oh, right here. The sides on these, even when you're side, because I mean, I really thought putting it like this at the angle, well, he shot from right here, so I really thought that would have bounced. If he would have shot from this side, I can see it penning, but not that side there. I really thought that would have bounced. But the side armor on this is kind of weak, I guess. But the ISG 152, I saw a couple rounds flying from back there, so he was covering me. And he was nice enough to move forward. He's still full health anyways, but he ended up moving forward to try getting some more damage and shots off. I was hoping that the Super Pershing would pull out, and I'm like, I'm not going to get myself killed. I'm not going to try and take any more damage, because as of right now, you can see my whole team is moving in on these last 4 tanks. Actually, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 tanks. And I was like, come on, Super Pershing, pull out. And I'm watching these guys over here out of the corner of my eye, and I'm like, I don't think they know if I back up, I can probably plug them and take somebody out here. So we end up hitting the Conqueror hit me for 296, but I did hit the T-44 for 382. And I don't mind doing, I think I pissed the T-44 off because here he comes, but guess what? I'm just about loaded. I'm like, come on, buddy, I got one for you. And I thought, hey, I can take out the Conqueror. He gets taken out. Well, I guess the T-44 thought he could get his gun, or get around there fast enough, but I hit him for 286, which I was really surprised that didn't just finish him off. And he did hit me for 265, and then, oh, it was the ISU 152 did finish him off. Where did he end up? Oh, he's right here. Boy, he really zung up there pretty quick, but he ended up shooting him in the butt and taking him out and finishing him off, and end of game. So 3,643 damage and blocked 1,500. So you can see when you're taking on stuff that's equal or even just 1 tier higher than you, you still can do, a substantial amount of damage with these frickin' derp guns. I love them. With this one, the only problem, like I said, that you have is these frickin' machine gun ports here. They stick up, and it makes it so hard. This has got great gun depression, -10, but definitely not over this area here. It's like 2. I believe it's like 2 or 3 right here. It's nothing. But yeah, anyways, if you want to hold on for a minute, I'll have some post-game stats for you, so I will be right back. I want to add in there, too, I forgot to tell you that this was the highest damage game I've had in my OHO. It's not a 10,000 damage and 8,000 damage game, but still, 3,643, not too shabby. There was some pretty good armored stuff in there, and we were not top tier, but we were able to pull off a pretty nice damage amount game. People have probably had a lot better damage games than this in it, but it's just the highest game I've had in it so far, which really isn't saying much because 4,000 damage in a tank isn't a whole lot, but it was, all in all, not a bad game. But yeah, hold on, I'll be right back, guys. Alrighty, so today you're getting a 2-for-1 deal. The last match you watched in the OHO that I had that we lost, I was trying to kind of show you, a little bit of common sense stuff with, not pulling out in front of something that's probably loaded. Just kind of going to third-person view, watch for them to be, have already shot. You watch for that boom, and then pull out and plop one into them. Also, I guess this was a good second match that I'm putting on here to show you. That match, you could tell they had an E100, Type 4 heavy, a lot of real heavy armored stuff. And when you have a match and you're in a tier 8, no matter what tier 8 you're in, you got to gear your gameplay towards where you fall on the tech tree there. I mean, if you're in a tier 10, obviously you're going to want to push hard and really use your armor and your gun to your team's advantage if there's tier 8s and 9s in that match. But if you're a tier 8, be it you're the only tier 8 or there's a bunch of tier 8s and 9s and 10s, then you go into a different role. You don't want to be that aggressive up front person, where this match I really kind of thought, you know, mainly what they have is tier 9s. Unfortunately, the stuff they had that came my way was the more armored stuff, your Motion, your Conqueror, Super Pershing. T-44 is actually better now that they buffed it up and stuff. But I gear my play towards what the enemy team has and what tier I'm playing at in that match. So I was a tier 8 in both matches, obviously, and there was tier 10s in the other match and only tier 9s in this match. So I pushed up the M103. I was trying to stick with him, that we cover each other. You know, he pulls out, I shoot, and I pull out, he shoots, so on and so forth. He ended up getting taken out, and something else I wasn't paying attention to. What I was paying attention to what was in front of me to get shots off at stuff, so I didn't get you know, just somebody circle strafing me. But we did have one guy that went up into the city to the right of me, and I'll kind of have to watch in the replay and see who exactly it was. But anyways, so this match is kind of just showing you when you change your play style, and you know, this does have a pretty long load time, 14.34 seconds. And when you're up there and you don't really have any backup, you have to really pick and choose your targets. Now, obviously, the Motion at that point in the game, he was the most dangerous gun up there that I had to shoot at. And so I picked him, obviously. We ended up setting him on fire, and we didn't take him out, but we knocked the snot out of him. And then I went for their Conqueror, which was their next, you know, highest tier up there, and then their Super Pershing LTTB, because he was trying to get around on my side and get shots, and then the T-44. Oh, boy, that felt good. But just trying to show you that even when you're not top tier, you're bottom tier, especially in a tank that's got one of these nice dirt guns, you can still really help your team out substantially by aiming your shots and kind of picking and choosing who you need to try and take out first. But for, you know, all said and done, that was a mastery badge. Did I go over this stuff already? Class 1, somebody, we actually set a couple tanks on fire, Master Gunner, and Fire for Effect and a Bruiser. I think I already said that, but anyways, whatever. So, the Conqueror, we hit him 2 times for 639, and we knocked out his track. His driver bounced one of his rounds, and he got hit for 20 upon a spotting, and 369 with us knocking his track off. We originally spotted him in the Motion. The Motion, we hit him 2 times for 914. We also set him on fire, so that helped out quite a bit on the damage amount we did to him. Knocked out his track, driver, radio operator, bounced 2 of his rounds for 980, and lit him up. T-44, we hit him 2 times for 668. Knocked out his ammo rack and his track. The Super Pershing, we hit him 1 time for 372. Knocked out his track, radio operator, and we bounced one of his rounds for 240. I thought I set him on fire. I know I did the LTTB. We decimated him. We hit him 1 time for 1,050. Knocked him out. And we knocked out their engine, radio, track, and fuel tank. Lit them on fire and cooked them. But yeah, this was a lot better match because we were shooting at stuff with a lot lesser armor. Makes you know, perfect sense that you're going to do more damage because less armor and you're going to penetrate further. So we ended up doing 3,643 damage, got 1 kill, and a base experience of 1,296. This Pantera had a pretty good match, and the M103 that was up there with me, he did alright. He was also in front of me too, so he was taking the blunt of the shots at first. We had 8 shots, 8 hit, 8 pen, and we had a little bit of splash damage, meaning obviously we hit 1 tank and it splashed off and damaged one of the other tanks next to him. 3,643 damage we did. We had 8 times, 4 penned, 4 bounced, so we bounced 1,500 damage. Not too shabby in a tier 8 and a tier 9 match. We spotted 2, damaged 5, destroyed 1, and we had 389 damage with our assistance, and we made 40,943 credits. Pretty darn good for a tier 8. The nice thing is when you're using these with the dirt guns like this, you do so much module damage, and the shells are so cheap that you can always usually make a credit, and a pretty good amount of credits too. If you go out there and you know, you're shooting the dirt and trees and rocks and hitting everything but what you're, you know, aiming at, then you're going to walk away probably with not much of any credits. But as long as you aim and you aim for weak spots, that can really help out. It really makes a difference when you aim for them weak spots. But yeah, so that's just trying to show you kind of the difference between when you're shooting at heavily armored stuff and a little bit weaker armored stuff. You know, still aim. But my main point I was just trying to show in the previous replay was, you know, how to use that third-person view to your advantage to be able to pop out and get shots knowing that the enemy's shot, so you're not pulling out and getting shot and then either pulling the trigger and missing, or you know, missing your shot. You can, you know, once they've shot, especially with Type 4, you know, it's got a long reload, you got to pull out, take your time, and aim for those weak spots. So really try and, you know, anything you can do in the match to make your match better for damage and kills, and, you know, lighten the enemy up. You're not only helping yourself, you're really helping your team, because, you know, the game isn't won by one player. Well, we'll say about 98% of the time, 95% of the time, the game's not won by one player. But you have your freakish matches where you get somebody that gets, you know, 15 kills, or, you know, 1 against 7 or 8 and, you know, wins. So they do happen, but not often. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed these replays. If you did, please click the like button down below and subscribe to the channel. You guys take it easy, be safe, and I will see you on the battlefield.